In this episode, Dear Younger Self, we will take a moment to acknowledge the lessons we have learnt along the way and the accomplishments that we can easily overlook. Welcome, and I'm so glad that you're here. Here we talk about personal development, relationships, and mental health, just to name a few. My name is Carmen, a registered counsellor who is passionate about coming alongside people. This podcast is designed to create a discussion and bring awareness, with each episode encouraging, equipping, and empowering you to live your best life. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to another episode. How are you? Can you believe it? We are in September already. My goodness, how time flies. I have been working away on a project called Learn with Carmen, and I can't wait to share it with you. This particular project has also been a labour of love. As you know, I'm all about encouraging, equipping, and empowering you. So if you haven't already subscribed to the mailing list, now would be a great time, as you will be updated when this project is released. During our time together, I will share 3 things that I would say to my younger self. But before we do, I just wanted to make a few things clear. Hindsight is wonderful, but perhaps shows up when it's a little too late. Understanding a situation or event only after it has happened or developed might be helpful next time around, if we are quick enough to learn the lesson. The aim of our time together is not to visit Camp Regret and beat ourselves up, but rather to be inspired by how far we've actually come. If you could go back to when you were 8, what would you say to your younger self? This is what Taylor Swift has to say. If I had to give my younger self some advice, I think it would be that you have to laugh at the things that scare you, things that intimidate you, things that hurt you. When you're humiliated, when you're rejected, you have to be able to take those bad experiences you have and turn them into a great dinner party joke. My inspiration for this episode comes from one of my favourite movies, The Help. And if you haven't seen it yet, I would definitely recommend it. The 3 things that I would say to my younger self are: you is kind, you is smart, you is important. So let's unpack these. Number 1, you is kind. Kindness can often be related to how you treat others, but hardly regarded to how you treat yourself. You will be praised for all the things that you do for others, or how hard you work, even when you are running on empty. In the year 2022, 1 in 3 Aussies will suffer from burnout, where they have worked themselves to the ground. So, not only be kind to others, but also yourself. Work hard and actively rest as well. Number 2, you is smart. People will have opinions about what smart looks like. However, that is what it is. Simply their opinion. Intelligence takes many shapes and forms. So find what you are passionate about and pursue it. Design a life filled with purpose and adventure. Because you are smart, and capable of doing great things if you believe you can. And number 3, you is important. You are one of a kind and have a place in this world that no one else can replace. When you own your importance, you will make decisions accordingly. Learn to say both yes and no, because when you say one thing and instead mean the other, you can find yourself in situations that don't serve you. Now that I've shared what I would say to my younger self, I encourage you to do the same. You've taken many steps, solved many problems, and left many challenges behind you. I have a resource for you called the Accomplishment List, which prompts you to acknowledge all that you have accomplished up to this point. And I'm not just talking about the obvious ones. To gain access, go to carmendebono.com.au/resource. And if you are a subscriber, head over to your inbox. On a finishing note, how proud would your 8-year-old self be of all that you are and all that you've navigated? Perhaps more than you give yourself credit for. So remember, you is kind, you is smart, you is important. So that's it for today's episode. As always, I'm grateful for the opportunity to come alongside you. If you know someone who might benefit from hearing this episode, why not share it with them? Don't want to miss an episode? You can subscribe to the podcast, and if you are listening via Apple Podcasts, I would be most grateful if you would leave a review. For more content, head over to carmendebono.com.au, and I look forward to coming alongside you again on the first Wednesday of the month.